Are they very, is it a neat sound? Is it,
No, I don't like it.
no? What do you?
It makes me feel old.
Well,
Fall apart.
no. It's interesting, don't forget that the patient can give you this kind of information of the sounds, etc., because the patient hears what happens inside the joint all the time. Don't forget that this is the only synovial joint that has an ear. So whatever happens inside the joint, the patient hears it. Crepitation, sounds, blown up sensations, pressures, etc., she can hear it. And they hear it before you do. So we know that she's a candidate of those condyles to be posteriorly displaced because of the mark in the chin. I lower a little bit and say, okay, now just very gently open and close. Chiquitito, chiquitito, chiquitito. What do you feel on the right?
I'm touching it, right? There only.
Right. It's only touching on the right side because I'm loading the condyle and taking it into centric relation. That's her position, her habitual position. Okay, now bring your mandible straight forward. She's very hypermobile. Go back. Go forward. She almost bites her nose. Okay, go to the right. Very large excursion to the right. Go toward the left. Very large. So she's very hypermobile. And you swallow right, keep your teeth together. That's good. Open it. Open. And she's very hypermobile. So we know that we're dealing with a hypermobile patient. So if I have to prepare this joint for treatment, even though right or left, I will go through 3 processes to treat the capsule. That's my first intention of treatment. And I want to keep always my 2 fingers, kind of one in the tragus, one under the zygomatic arch. And the first movement that we're going to do is referred as a long axis pattern of distraction. Bite on my finger. Very good. I'm going to keep my fingers in the lateral fold of the condyle. And I want you, I'm going to just take my hand off, but I always keep it there. Just bring a little bit your mandible forward and back. You see that movement there? That is telling you how loose the capsule is. So you want to feel that capsule to be able to be loose. And I will try to find kind of an in-between where the capsule is basically relaxed. And now keeping my thumb in the premolar, molar region, don't go all the way back, you don't need to. Sitting on top of the molars, I'm going to bring my hand around. And I try to keep my hand, like if your hand had an axis of rotation. I'm going to take my hand off. And you will do just a pure rotation of your hand, like doing an ulnar deviation. So your thumb is bringing the condyle down and forward, not down and back. But you're going down and forward, following the rotation of the hand. But my fingers, who are below the symphysis of the mandible, are actually bringing the symphysis forward and up, while your thumb is taking the condyle down and forward. So it's a circular type of pattern of movement that we have induced at this level. This condyle moves down and forward, and this moves up and forward. So you keep your fingers there, support the mandible, don't open too wide. I'm not a dentist. Keep my hand, good body mechanics, and I'm feeding the condyle in between my 2 fingers. So move just a little bit forward. That's good, stay there. And now I'm going to do a 1 millimeter long axis distraction. and I may hold it there for 6 seconds, always looking at the hand of your patient, or I may do 6 long axis distraction of 1 second each. The patient tells you what they like the most. Do they like a sustained distraction, or kind of a pumping distraction? Okay? Very good. Once you do the 6 long axis distractions, the thumb that is on top of the motors will drop lingually towards the tongue. So now the axis of rotation of your hand is here, not here, but it's going to be here. And you put your hands around the mandible there. Keep your fingers in the lateral pole of the condyle. Now the circular movement is this way. So the condyle is coming out laterally, and the front of the chin is going medially through this axis of rotation. So I'm kind of pulling the molars out.
So you're on the inside of the teeth?
In the lingual aspect of the teeth inside. And you may do it 1 millimeter lateral distraction of the condyle, which is, sorry, it's a lateral glide of the condyle with a medial distraction of the joint. And you're mobilizing the condyle in the inferior joint compartment. This is condyle disc. The condyle is gliding laterally, opening up the medial space without long axis distraction. So it's a medial distraction and not a long axis distraction, but you're mobilizing the condyle on the disc or the condyle on the fossa. You're doing that. All right? By pushing from the lingual aspect the condyle out. Then you have 2 possibilities. I can stabilize the mandible this way, from the outside, from the neck of the condyle down. So I'm stabilizing the whole ramus and the body of the mandible, as long as the patient can keep his teeth inoccluded. If the patient is a clencher and is writing like this, you have to do something different. If I could tell the patient, just keep your teeth slightly apart, and I stabilize the mandible, now I can take the cranium and I can do kind of a side glide of the fossa on the condyle. I'm stabilizing the mandible and moving the cranium on top of the condyle. So the condyle is moving medially, while the fossa is moving laterally. So I'm doing a lateral distraction with a medial glide of the condyle. So I'm mobilizing the fossa on the condyle, and here, bite, I'm mobilizing the condyle on the fossa. Then I come to this point, I stabilize the mandible, and I mobilize the fossa on the condyle. Sometimes the head could be there, but you will have to be here. You have to change the position. So because this is a guided movement, I like to work sitting. I can control better my movements this way.
So you're inducing a medial glide of the condyle.
The condyle. So the condyle is here, and I'm doing this to it.
Okay. So you're
And on
guiding
the other one,
lateral
I'm doing
joint.
this.
Okay.
You follow?
Are you moving inferior at all?
Any what?
A little inferior as well?
In the lower inferiors, yes. When you're doing the lateral glide. And then I go to the other side. I put my fingers in the lateral pole of the condyle.